So this week's challenge is the Big Heshu 3x3. To prepare for this challenge, I've been doing some practice solves and kind of getting the hang of how to manipulate this cube. Because as you can see, it's a big 3x3. It's not like a little 3x3 where you can just like use finger tricks. But this you have to use arm tricks. And it's kind of hard to get the hang of, but I'm probably going to be using my chest during this match. Overall, I'll probably just be doing normal CFOP in it. So my expectations probably around low 30. Let's see if I can get that. And so let's see what I can get.
Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. I'm going to be solving this thing here. And I did a few solves to kind of prep for it to figure out what it turns like. And it's really difficult to turn, and not just because it's so large, but because the pieces don't fit together super nicely, so they jam up, and instead of doing, let's say, a U move, you have to do a U3 or something like that, or U prime 3 to make that work. And I tried a few different methods. I'm actually going to be doing ZZ for one solve, Petrus for another, and CFOP for another, because when I did all three, they all three were exactly the same amount of time. So I'm going to do all three for these three solves, and I've got three solves here, so let's get into it.
Alright, so in the off chance that you couldn't tell, this is a giant 3x3. This is the Heshu 18cm cube, and compared to just a normal size 3x3, you know, this is the Tengyun V2M, which is around 56, 57 millimeters, a normal size Rubik's Cube. Compared to this giant thing, one cubie is the size of a normal 3x3. So if you take 9 of these and just stack them up, you have the Heshu 18cm cube. So for the challenge for this average, or I guess mean of 3 in this case, it's really just going to be able to handling this cube well. That's what it's going to come down to. Because of course on a normal size 3x3, for me personally, a lot of the algorithms I rely on my muscle memory. So just because this cube is so big, I'm not really going to be able to execute the algorithms that well or cleanly. And so for me at least, that might rule out a lot of the algorithms that I would normally use on a regular speed solve with a normal cube. So just in terms of the performance of this cube, I mean, it just has a very simple mechanism, which is to be expected for something of this huge caliber. And this thing, the only problems would really be just like the catching that it has sometimes. And because it doesn't really corner cut, that's going to provide a lot of lockups. Like really small misalignments it can handle, but huge corner cutting like you'd be able to do on a normal 3x3 SpeedCube, you're not going to be getting that on this 18cm 3x3. But yeah, so this thing is really just going to be a workout for my forearm, so let's go ahead and see how I do.
Alright, so it's time to solve the 18cm 3x3, the cube that is as big as my head, which is kind of insane. To prepare for this video, I practiced on this 3x3 as much as I can. I only just got this 3x3 a couple weeks ago, so ever since I got it, I've just been playing with it more and more, and my times have been decreasing a little, but they're still not that great. I'm very confident that I can get the times that I want, so I'm aiming for like a minute 30 average. The method I will be using to solve this 3x3 is just CFOP. I already see myself struggling to turn this cube, or forgetting an OLL algorithm or PLL algorithm, because I've done that in the past. During my practice solves, I've forgotten some PLLs just because it's all muscle memory when I'm turning on a regular size 3x3. But on this, it's kind of hard. I have, you know, some of the PLLs memorized, but most of them are just muscle memory. So that's what makes this so difficult, because I can't turn this cube as fast as on a normal 3x3. But that's what makes this such a fun challenge to do, and I can't wait to do this average of 3 and see what I get.
Hey everyone, this is Ben. Today I'm going to show you how I tried to speed solve this super big 3x3. So the number one important thing here is efficiency, in my opinion. You cannot turn fast on this cube, and you need to make up for that, but with a low move count. I was also method neutral, so I did just block building usually, like Petrus, except with no EO at the end. Sometimes I also did CFOP, sometimes ZZ. Occasionally group, but it didn't get to show that off in the actual solves. I think another thing, although efficiency is really important and you can't turn fast, you should make sure to turn as fast as you can, because you just be losing time if you're turning slowly. There's no reason to turn slow for look ahead or anything because you're already turning slow compared to your normal 3x3, so your look ahead should be perfect. I really enjoyed speed solving this because although it is just a 3x3, they're the same puzzle. They're really different in the way you speed solve them just because of the size. You need to focus a lot more on the actual moves you're doing instead of turning and look ahead. And I think it's a completely different experience from normal 3x3, and I really liked it. Yeah, that's about it. I'm really curious what the other members got, and I'm looking forward to seeing the video.
That's exhausting. That was a lot of fun though. Thanks. See you later. Oh, I should actually go over a couple of things. So yeah, I didn't have the COLL stuck in my head for the ZZ solve, and so I just did a regular OLL, got a V perm. But I did COLL for the Petra solve and CFOP solve. I think CFOP, I had a lot more turning around. It's a lot more exhausting to turn. Petra's, I wish I didn't mess up the EO. I probably would have had a faster solve in the end if I didn't have to go back and redo that. But overall, it was a lot of fun. I'm not probably gonna do that again for a while, though. Maybe I could add like weights to this. It'll be a good workout. Yeah, that'll be fun.
So that was my mean of 3. The first solve wasn't super great, and then the second solve was good, and then the third solve was in the middle, but it was overall not too bad in general, especially since I was averaging like a minute or 50 seconds like before I started practicing. So some good improvement over the week, and it was definitely a fun challenge to do. So yeah, that is my mean of 3, and I think that's all I have to say about it.
That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. So my first solve didn't go that well. It was kind of rough. I did mess up the PLL at the end and then had to reinsert an F12 pair and then go on from there. I mean, I got a 2-minute solve. That was alright. But my times kept decreasing from there, which was pretty amazing. I was pretty proud of that. So my second time I got a 122, which was pretty good. I did predict on getting a 130 average, so 122 is pretty amazing for that. And then my third time was just unbelievable. I did not expect that at all. I was just flying through the solve, and I got a 109, which is incredible. My main tactic while solving was using my lap for help, so I didn't really pick up the cube and solve like a normal 3x3. I placed it down on my lap, and I turned it like that, which really helped with trying to turn faster and for the cube not to get out of place while I'm turning. So that was a pretty good tactic for me. Overall, I did a pretty good job, and I had a lot of fun shooting this video, and I'm excited to see what my teammates' times are.
Okay, so that was challenging. I guess just challenging in the sense that it was really tiring to just kind of move this whole thing around and look around the entire cube where my next piece was. Yeah, obviously this thing is just so big, so it's hard for me to look easily at the back compared to something like, you know, this normal cube. You just do a little tilt and you can easily see where your other pieces are, or the piece that you're looking for at least. And so that definitely provided a little bit of delay for me, and just kind of executing algorithms. I tried my best to just sort of table the cube so that the sides would stay aligned, and I didn't really have to do much corner cutting or wouldn't get too many lockups. So I think it was okay in that sense. So if you don't already have one of these, I definitely recommend getting one. It just kind of has that wow factor to it, you know, just because it is such a giant 3x3. And I think after using this, it definitely made me more appreciative of just a normal speed cube. You know, it just, after using this thing, it kind of made me realize how good the mechanism and performance of these 3x3s are. So yeah, I really just think it's super fun to have. It definitely spruces up your normal 3x3 routine. Instead of just having to grind out constant averages on a normal speed cube, this one's gonna change things up a little bit.